Hello there, my name is Ness and welcome to Conversations. Yeah, so who am I? I am Ness. What am I doing here? I just want to talk. I just want to enjoy more of the process of doing things. I'm very anxious because I'm very excited, and I was very anxious yesterday and I was excited, and I wrote this that I'm going to read to you guys. And I just want to talk. It feels like kind of like a ritual that I want to do something like this every week. And just record myself thinking and having these thoughts and reflecting on my week, or I'm doing the artist way at the moment, or on discoveries that I'm having as I'm becoming someone who's living in their artistic truth and not putting that down to ego, arrogance, or being like that can only be other people and that can't be me, that I can't be doing this because it is cringe and it's awful when it's me, and all these self-sabotaging behaviours, and I've been the worst for it. And this is like a little tribute to that. And as you can see, I'm in a car and it's very Madeline RG-esque, I know, and I just really adore her. I've adored her instead of thinking I can be like her or be like anyone. And as much as I'm imitating right now, imitation and inspiration go hand in hand. Well, kind of. You become inspired by what you imitate, or you know the difference between imitating and find your own original ideas from them, which I've evidently not had this week. And I'm going to find this really cringe, and that because I'm in a really small town at the moment, and there's just going to be people really cute and quaint on their Sunday daytime walking past, looking at me, being like, she is absolutely bonkers crazy. And there we go, another limiting belief, another self-sabotaging behaviour. So yeah, this is like a tribute to myself. This is with the hope that people who also feel like this will reach, and that would be lovely if it does. The title of this video is Patience is Key, but how can I be patient with low self-esteem? And I feel like, you know, that's something that's always bogged down, is about letting go and being patient. But how can you do that when you haven't even got any respect or any hope for yourself, or that you don't know what it is that you want to feel? And, you know, hence the Madeline RG reference. I am sitting in a car right now, imitating her in ways, because I watched her recent video, How We Change Our Reality, and I think that really touched me, and it really coincided with a lot of the things I'm gaining from the artist way. And I am saying this with all of the throbbing warmth in my chest. And yeah, it's hard, you know, it's hard, and there's so many people probably like me who didn't receive like the motivation growing up, like, baby girl, you can do anything, you're gorgeous and you're gonna go on to do great things. And I always really also admire celebrities and people, or just people generally, whether you freaking end up being a manager at Tesco and that's you, like, you're like, I'm sick, I'm done, or being able to be someone to travel, being able to do anything brave or anything that you'd want to truly do with your life, and you've not came from that. Big fucking applause to you. And I'm also not saying that it's any easier for those people who do come from other backgrounds, because at the end of the day, I don't think trauma or pain can be scaled. People just get the fucking handed life that they're given. And I just see it now as I become more deeper and deeper in my spirituality, and see things like this, see me talking right now, seeing myself as flowing as a connection with God. And it's all a test from God, and it's not because God, or whatever God you believe in, or whether you believe in a higher force like nature or what have you, right, that he or they or whatever wants you to suffer, but knows that discomfort and suffering has to be a natural part of life, because we have to grow. And the more we avoid it, like I've been guilty of, or I've pushed myself too deeply of, you have to find the balance of it. And the more we avoid finding that balance, the more we suffer, and we suffer unnecessarily. And I think God wants you to enjoy your life. And I kind of go into this in what I've written. So I've kind of written what I've written to give some kind of structure to what I want to say, give myself some points to elaborate on, going to share the thing that I mentioned that I didn't do last night, that I did end up doing, and talking about that a bit. And so yeah, I guess I just wanted to give myself that structure, and see where it would take me and see what pops up. And it's not the best written thing, because I'm just like, I'm not the greatest academic, you could say. So or like whatever, you know what I mean, like kind of Benjamin Zephaniah-esque here, but like not to the full extent he was. Hashtag RIP my man, hashtag, I use hashtags ironically, hashtag hope that translates. But yeah, patience is key, but how can I be patient with low self-esteem? Week 8 of the artist way, that's what I'm on. From last week I took from the tasks, and please, spoiler ahead for the artist way, week 7, was writing down the mantra, treating myself like a precious object will make me strong. where I find, especially personally, how the internet can hound us with so many ideas of not working hard enough, not being disciplined enough, that in spite of the fact that pressure makes diamonds, pressure also causes resistance. So every week, we are nudged to explore the idea, in the artist's way, of synchronicity. And I'm starting to unravel that is sacrificing to the flow of God and not using your self-will to ignore it. Like I am doing now, instead of catching up on my week 7 tasks, I keep telling myself I am blocked and that there is no point. I'm just fatigued. But in order to reach self-actualization, we must do what our intuition tells us. Isabel, someone that I gratefully met while living in Brixton, London, told me how our intuition is our intuition, and I believe that the more I follow artistry and I allow it to flow through me as an instrument from God, the more I realise and understand it was never about me, and it isn't even as I sat here writing this or me telling you guys this now. Art has a bigger purpose, and it is to touch. Week 8 also informing me of how academia kills creativity, I believe to be completely true, and I think can kill autonomy and freedom of thought, and this leads me onto a little bit about me. And I realise the more that I talk, the more my throat fucking hurts, so we're gonna drink from our Oliver cup bottle. You can sponsor me, send me 3 bottles, because I hurt this one a bit. Bit of ASMR for you guys, yeah. Call me fucking... What's her name, bro? She's actually a legend. Trisha Paytas. Yeah, call me Trisha Paytas. You're gonna... Also, one thing I clock, and maybe you guys will gauge as to why the more I talk. Excuse me. I've always been a large admirer of other people, so you will clock me just referring to other people like freaking gospel, but go on to that. About me. I've always admired great creatives like Sneeko, Little Sims, Quentin Tarantino, Naomi Campbell, Tessa Thompson, Lauryn Hill, and so many more. This is just the first that came to my head. This is gross, and I don't know if we're not going to edit like the fact that I burp out, because it's just natural. I had a vegan saucy roll with my nan after we went for a walk this morning. We'll see how I feel. Until God gifted me the opportunity, in the peak of my toxicity with my ex-boyfriend, what it would feel like for a few days to be a star. And it's never left me. In spite of it being an ad for Sephora, and when it came out, with all the love to the people on the team, etc., you know, please, I would love to be booked again, you know, inshallah, mashallah, ha. It looked like an anti-racism advert just a little bit. But, you know, being a girl from Birmingham who didn't grow up with much, got bullied, all the rest of it, blah, 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 being driven around, meeting gorgeous people, being freaking given nice food and dressing gowns, and to see my face on the taxi by the end of it all, it just seemed so surreal. But another similar opportunity came up, and, you know, meeting those gorgeous people and all the rest of it just introduced me to my love for acting. This was world-boggling because I have always been an admirer of artists, but for me to be one, to believe I could be one, was and is the most satisfying feeling in the world. I would and still do tell myself arrogant, but God wants you to enjoy life, and I could feel it as I wrote this. So other opportunities came quite consistently, and now coming into 2025, leaving a career behind, a relationship, taking accountability, making amends, cutting ties, calling out wrong behaviour, I'm now lost, living at my grandparents' with a plan of sort with enough darkness to explore. So why am I recording this? Inspiration. Sneeko is a YouTuber I've watched for nearly 8 years of my life. That's just less than half of my life. His ability to be so open-minded and to be so vulnerable online and champion that really touches me. I would still watch him on Rumble, and in my own spiritual superstitious way, I resonated with him deeply. I was private and he was public. In my privacy, I would find a lot of solace in his almost chaos, as I have also found myself invested in the red pill, especially as I found the man I was with to not be masculine by any means. I hated him. YouTube link. Yesterday I was watching his interview with, and I was going to research how to say this, you know, but because like I didn't, we're going to butcher this woman's name, so I'm sorry. Not so erudite. Yeah. Not so. Erudite. Yeah, I mean, that's the person who I aspire to be. Her articulation and her control in the conversation was great. An admirable woman. Anywho, I was watching and he said something about authenticity, openness, being right, being wrong, and honour should be the norm. At least this is what I interpreted. And in his extreme of highs and lows of his career, I resonated with the detest even on behind the scenes jobs in production or even getting into acting, where being silent or discouraged from your true opinion is discouraged with the belief it will negatively affect your reputation. Yes, this is also very parasocial of me, I put him. I am fucking fed up with my self-esteem being low because I have consistently denied a part of myself to exist. I agree with Jung that we must adapt to society to thrive in it, but we should never abandon ourselves. I've always wanted to be like Sneeko or Tia Noir and make videos essentially at the core, express my opinions and to spread awareness. I've experimented in the past, but I just don't like Instagram. Hashtag sorry not sorry, but authenticity does not thrive there. Similar to TikTok, with this infinite loop leave people high off Einstein's theory of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different reaction, which is literally the fucking infinite scroll on the apps. That's why I can't do it. I wish I could do with X more, and I know like someone could be like, but Ness, just have the self-control and the security just to leave the app when you want. But let's not lie, guys. Let's not lie. It's addictive, and it is addictive on purpose, isn't it? So let's not play about. Let's not beat around the bush. Just don't like it. I don't like it. It's the new normalised addiction. You know, can't put a smoking advert on the telly anymore. So what they're gonna do? Oh, people don't drink as much because they're health conscious, so they're going to do a CBD drink. Just the trends are just shifting a little bit. Maybe like Marilyn Monroe with a fag back in the day. But nowadays, we've got to switch it over, isn't it? So, yeah, it's kind of like how I feel about social media, you know. Propaganda used to be just on the walls and we'd be like, God damn, freedom wants me. But now, yeah. Again, very of me. So, I have read about Albert Einstein. I've also had the right people. I've also not had the right people around me. Trusted the wrong people. Allowed myself to be dictated by scarcity rather than led into fear as a conquest for my dreams. I didn't write that originally, but that's where we're at. Trust that I am guided and there is a bigger plan for me at play than all of us for that matter. And God always gives you what you need and not what you want. I have to ground that shit in me every day. Not the subconscious shit that comes up in TikTok, which I kind of brush on. No, not those thoughts that can come in being like, God, am I not being politically correct right now? Am I going to offend this person? Instead, it's God gives you what you need, not what you want. So, and with that, this Conversations is a weekly devotion where every Sunday, in a very Madeline R.J. esque style, I will upload a podcast reading my notes that will be in the description and any relevant links, and maybe I will have guests and use this segment as a unconventional therapy where space for myself and will be held by myself and others. Yay! And one thing I want to add and may be elaborated on, I am so sick of telling myself because of Insta sociology or TikTokology that Sneaker does well because he's a man. Madam Naji does well because she is a white woman. There are most definitely systems in place, but if thoughts are ego, these statements are made by bigots, they become our subconscious thoughts, and our thoughts are ego, and ego limits you. You will always be looking for permission because, trust me, I have. And that's the notes bit, and I feel really good to read that to you guys. So we're going to see if that my memory's done far, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, guys, so my memory didn't do far. Oh my God, so let's... Ooh. Okay. Yeah, my memory didn't do far, guys, which is good. Just going to bump up the brightness on here. That felt good to say. That felt good to say my goddamn piece, huh? I'll say it again. It felt goddamn good to be doing that shit. So, yeah. Was there anything I wanted to elaborate on? I made a few points of things that I would want to elaborate on. So, yeah, life is not linear. Ups and downs. It's mostly ordinary. I saw Michelle Obama talk with Kiki Palmer about how her kids just constantly want highs. And I think that's also an issue, particularly for Gen Z. And the more I'm getting older, the more I'm realising that kind of way of thinking doesn't work. And that's why I'm also not, again, we all speak from our own personal experience. What I'm speaking right now is what's true and fits in and feels authentic to my life. And I feel like people should try and find and trust that for themselves a bit more, and not fear what other people are going to remark about it. Because at the end of the day, it's not other people living your life, it's you. And sometimes we can just get so consumed by other people. And within social media culture, it is literally ingrained in us to only ever think about other people, or to only have success because of the validation. Goddamn, I'm gassy. I'm gassy today, guys. Goddamn. By other people. Being given permission by other people. And, you know, I've modelled, I've worked in production and things like that. And it always just felt like I was waiting for someone to give me the golden ticket. And sometimes it does still feel like that. And it's never going to come. Even me just doing this from my phone now, using a mic that my ex-boyfriend gave me, big up. Choosing to have a smile on my face. I'm not even choosing, just feeling it, because I'm being true to myself right now. And not giving a fuck if this reaches 10 people, or if it reaches 100 people, if you click off in the first 30 seconds or not. This is just great for me, and it's not about the outcome, it's about the process. And we can get lost in that as humans, I think. So Instagram and everything can make you feel really inadequate and constantly think about what's next, and that's hard. And you know, we can look socially, economically, especially within the UK right now. And I know America's facing some similar things. It is difficult for young people. But you know what? I'm also genuinely of the belief that every generation of people, as much as there may be advances, like for instance, one recognisable thing that we probably have about our society right now is the fact that we have an ever-growing like digital and technological society. But you know, like back in the day, there had no TV to TV, from TV to video games, from video games to internet to MySpace, whatever, right? And with all those advances, we still have a lot of the same problems, they're just communicated differently. And I could go on about that, maybe for another video, don't know. But yeah, what's it called? This other point I think links very well to everything that I've said, is that I do not want to be accepted or adored or promoted because you only love me when I'm censored or weak. And I think that's something, I don't know, like I feel particularly as a woman, because I can only speak as a woman, and I can imagine how this feeling may also translate differently as a man. But as a woman, and I guess this is down to the men I've been around, and I guess this is around to just my own personal situations, whatever, right? I've always felt like I've had to be weak to be someone attracted to me. Oh, I touched you guys, oh goddamn. To be attractive, or to be, you know, permittable in the workplace, or to be a model and not have individual opinions and things like that, and that kind of fear. And it goes back to, you know, you can't live out of fear, you know, like I could easily just tell myself that I can't do this because if someone finds this, then I'm going to get fucking cancelled, or this is going to happen and that. And that's all just ultimately intrusive thoughts. And I think this is what causes freaking paranoia and mental health issues and the rest of it. So yeah, it's been a journey of realising that. And I've even had friends, you know, and God bless these goddamn parents, God bless, they've been like, you know, you gotta fucking mind what you say on Letterboxd, because as an actor, if you want to get booked by a certain director, then they can't see your opinion on the film, or oh, Ness, you did, like, don't do this, don't do that, or maybe mind what you say when you make music. I make music too, guys. It's exhausting. That even just felt exhausting to say. That just took something out of me while saying that. And I feel like within my life, all those tests have been like a sentiment of, are you gonna actually let all that shit get in your way? You know, this is your path, it's your way. So just fucking Frank Sinatra, bro, My Way, and the Nina Smoke cover. And I loved the performance that she did of it, and she's just there like this, you know, I did it my way, can't sing right, but she did it her way. I want to do it my way. Do you know what I mean? I liked the quote, too many critics, not enough artists. What do I refer to my song Society? I forgot. The original, I don't know what I actually said in the song that made me want to link it in, but well, how to see when the song's out, guys. Like, come on. I got told that this is the proper way to do that as well. Be careful of who you tell of what you tell people in your immediate life. Your space for your art is your safe space. Fuck the haters or the dimmers. And what I mean by that is, you know, even though I'm being very open and honest with my opinions, this is like what I'm creating and the space that I am choosing to create on a platform like YouTube, and that is my safe space. And I can choose what I want to say. And it doesn't even mean that I'm directly even telling the people immediately in my life what I'm doing. If this makes any sense, like, that's separate. Like, you got to be careful of what you tell people, and like, not on a juju thing, but kind of on a juju thing, like on an evil eye ting a ding a ding, because it's like I don't know, for me personally, this can sound super spiritual, superstitious. When I've told people certain things or aspirations or beliefs that I've had, the energy that I felt and the energy I've just felt drained, not even from a response, not even from a look, but just from an aura. Goddamn. And I go home where I'm like, why the fuck am I so tired, yo? So yeah, that is everything I've got. And then the last thing I have is what I needed to do for week 7 of The Artist's Way, which was this collage breakdown. And I wanted to show you guys, because I did this, and basically the task was that for 20 minutes you get at least 10, and I think I only had 9. What's it called, magazines, and you rip it all apart and then you stick it on a newspaper. So on the back of the newspaper I chose essentially because he's just cute, isn't he? I know he's Diva Lipa's husband, isn't he? But he's just cute and a really talented actor. And yeah, for funny Kim Kardashian's face is there. So yeah, I wanted to break it down and more of like for myself, more for you guys, the whole thing about dreaming and having a life that you want for yourself. And yeah, I'm gonna get into it. So this here is an artwork of, like, that's something I found in an old Vogue, because I used to collect Vogue magazines. Again, yeah guys, when I say that I've been an admirer of shit and I've denied myself any creative autonomy, and I've tried and errored things from a place of wanting people's validation, and now I can literally smile and feel so organic and flowing right now as I'm doing this for myself and for my soul. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. So yeah, yeah, and it's New York, and I think rewatching Sneaker's videos and all these like new podcasts and streams he's doing, I'm like, I want to go. I don't know how I'm gonna go, and I know I'm gonna go, but when, I do not know. But I look forward to when that day dawns on me. Young fun, yeah man, I just want to be young and fun, you know, like, goddamn, I can be such a boring critique, and that's what I was gonna say about my goddamn song, guys. I was gonna say, I say something like, I want a boyfriend to think I'm cute, and that I want him to tell his mates that he thinks I'm cute, and that I'm not just a critique who gets so up, like, basically I'm saying, like, who just doesn't get so fucking, like, critical and cynical and freaking pessimistic, and just always talk about things what's going wrong and being a critique. And that's why I linked to the artist thing, that my girl's a cute ass artist, yo, like, she's so authentic and shit, god damn, you know, instead of being like, oh yeah, look, she's nice, but she's so sad. So yeah, can't remember how we got there, but yeah, that's what this is for. Oh yeah, young one, yeah, that's like, okay. Then here we've got a lady doing yoga, and I cut it up into 2, you know, because I was like, let me just like add some fucking expansion here, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I love yoga. I do a lot of yoga. I find it very flowing and it's gentle, and I'm like, my nan described me as a gentle flowing person, so yeah, that's kind of what that's about. Anime girl. I love anime and I love Japan, and I'm actually going to Japan. That was something I kind of did for myself, and on my recommended, and a bit, goddamn, I'm sounding like a sneaker stan, yo, but I kind of am, yo. Of like a video that of old one of his is like why experiences is so valuable, and that literally reiterated why I'm going, because I want to experience more, and this is something I've never been to, and I've been an admirer since I was a child, and I've denied myself that dream because of fear and because of past traumas and things like that. So yeah, I'm so excited to do that. Marc Jacobs fragrance thing. Smell. It does! I just love Marc Jacobs. Like, that's like a dream collab of mine. I love the idea of having a collab with Marc Jacobs, having as Ness star and having loads of stars and shit. Like, goddamn, I can't even tell you guys, because a creative director is gonna watch this and gonna be like, stars Marc Jacobs? oh, let's go and get this biddy in. No, it gotta be me, so we ain't talking about that. I liked this outfit. She's wearing like a kind of like Jamaican coloured top, and I was like, I want to go to Jamaica. That one just came to mind, so I thought that was gorgeous. I just loved it. I'm gonna talk. I just thought this was beautiful. I love nature, and I love different sorts of nature I've not necessarily seen. Like, I'm very familiar with the British forest, but not familiar with wherever the hecky that is. Drop your problem and keep going. I've brought my favourite tea again, which is rose yogi tea, and it's, yeah, they have these little mantras on it, and I actually took another one off that I'm going to stick on here later. But yeah, drop your problem and keep going. Whatever limiting belief you have, that's the fucking bullshit, man. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. There's mums and babies. I want to be a mom. That's like be my dream. Above all, is to connect people, to be loving, and but I want to be a mom. That's like my dream. So that had to be there. We've covered everything. Oh, this, I went to kind of get like a spa treatment, whatever. At the Highland, it was called Highlands, and it's a hot stone, and I chose the rainbow, and it's about spreading joy and happiness, and that really resonated. And there's a quote on it, and so I put this on there. After every storm there is a rainbow. If you have wisdom, you will create it. If you have love for yourself and other, you will not need it. That was nice. Take what you will. So yeah, I put that, man, you know, a bit of like, bit of texture, whatever. Let's go. I just love kitty cats. I love kitty cats. So that's it. This beautiful lady's there. I don't know who the heck she is, but I want to embrace being more feminine and stuff. You know, I've done like loads of crazy shit to my hair, so at the moment I'm growing it out. And my curls have been like dead and whatever from all the things I've done to it. So yeah, I want to embrace being more feminine. And then there's another beautiful woman that's here, and she's got beautiful long hair, so that was also that. Bits of nature again. These flowers next to Jacob Elordi. I think Jacob Elordi is very attractive, and I love his cadence. I love how calm he is. I love how he has very subtle opinions. Like, I've seen a lot of people refer to how Sydney Sweeney spoke in that interview about being like, if there's not a problem, I'm not going to talk. Like, if there's a problem, I'm going to talk about it. And I think Jacob Elordi has that similar vibe. And I've always like done this thing of like lowering my standards and not letting myself date the people that I deserve. And I'm saying unmarried until I'm married, y'all. But yeah, I would love someone who's attractive like Jacob Elordi. I love tall, smart, artistic men. What can I say? And I want them to bring me flowers. I've never really experienced that genuinely. Like, so that is more symbolism as well. Like, people who want to do things for me and cherish me, and with a lover, that'd be gorgeous. I just thought these look nice. I like the fact it says dream. I know it's about something else to do with the brand, but I liked it. And I do just like the perfumes. Like, I don't think they're like particularly like the best things in the world, but I just think it's nice. Yeah, be breathing, be branding, be beloved, be home, which links to these, and just links to the whole kind of journey that I'm on about soul and making yourself home and doing things for yourself. There's this picture of a little Frenchie. I don't know how much you can see here. I'm just going to bring it up. Picture of Frenchie. My nana granddad have a Frenchie called Coco, and I'm obsessed with her, and she's inside, and yeah, I love her. Oh, love her. I feel like I missed out a paragraph if I'm saying this aloud. Anyway, beautiful jewelry box. Just loving this kind of like decoration and colours and everything here. I love orange, I love green, I love browns, I love blues. So yeah, I thought that was nice. And I think I've actually covered everything in there. Yeah, there's just like more sporadic nature, more beautiful women, babies. Yeah, guys. And then some dots, because I just thought they looked cool at the bottom. I don't know how much you're seeing, but I'm just going to bring it closer. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's it. I'd never put a timer or anything on, so I don't know how long everything is, but thank you. This has felt really great and therapeutic, and I hope it resonates with who it resonates with, if it resonates with anyone at all. I am currently looking up at some birdies that just went past, and I'm happy Sunday. Also happy Remembrance Day. Yeah, I hope everyone took their 2 minutes of silence today for our British veterans, because I did, and my nan did, and a lot of people did. So I hope you guys did too. Yeah, we need to be more loving, just in every sense. So yeah, thank you guys, and I will be doing this again next week. Yeah. Boy.
Open it up, I cannot close it now.